And we notice, and this is Venezia's case, in the last 3 years, they've increased merchandise sales from 400k to almost 6 million. And you've got to ask, well, how did they do that and why aren't other clubs doing that? And the answer is they're in a very unique situation to be able to capitalize on the city of Venice and at the same time capitalize on fashion. And if you Google Venezia FC, most of the time the first thing you see is a number of models wearing these football jerseys. And that was how they sold merchandise in the way they did and delivered this kind of growth.
Can I just double check? Did you say 400k to 6 million?
3 years.
3 years?
Yep.
I mean, that's phenomenal.
Insane. And so when we saw this, we suddenly thought, they're on the right idea. And that is a thesis we can get behind. So then we ask ourselves, who else can do that? Do they have a moat? Who can compete with that? And we realized, okay, PSG have done a good job. They've partnered with Jordan, and now they have a large merchandise business as well. But the problem with a club like PSG is that's still a small part of their overall business because the player wages for PSG's team are astronomical. Whereas in a sized club like Venezia, actually that merchandise business could actually be equal to or complementary to or even larger than the football business. And so in that sense, it becomes a really interesting case study. So now that we've got our thesis and we say merchandise is interesting, Venezia have done a really good job at this, we then look at the management team and we say, is this a group of people that we know that we can work with and that are going to stay with this club for a good amount of time, and mostly that are incentivized for the journey. And in this particular instance, it's a group of Americans, a number of former Goldman Sachs partners and other real entrepreneurs in all sorts of industries, trying to rewrite the rulebook of how football can make money. And once we saw the combination of the opportunity and the strong management team, we thought, actually, this is something we can back. And I think so far we've only been proven steadily right by the management team. They have stood by their word, and every time they deliver. And this summer we're going to see something enormous from Venezia, which it's going to really surprise everyone. We're excited about that.
Okay, so we can set our calendars for Venezia this summer.
Absolutely.
Any more sort of teasing on what might come?
I can't say. All I can say is it's big.
And I suppose before we move on I wanted to get in some of the more emerging trends, and we've touched on brands and I hinted at some changes in female sports particularly, but I would be remiss, given the amount of Chelsea fans that will be hitting me up in a group chat, if I didn't ask for an inside story on Didier Drogba. Without getting you guys in trouble, what's he like to work with?